2 more minutes. We're waiting for one more person that's just getting ready. Yo no me fío en esas cosas. Yo creo que ya puede empezar. Sí. We're about to begin. Please remember that during the ceremony, we ask all the parents to remain in the assigned seats, and please remember that as per the protocol, we must wear the masks at all times. we ask that you please remain standing for the national anthems. To perform the Star Spangled Banner, Hunter Powers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
To perform La Borinqueña, Andrea Montalvo.
La tierra de Borinquen, donde he nacido yo, es un jardín florido de mágico primor, un cielo siempre nítido le sirve de dosel y dan arrullos plácidos las olas a sus pies. Cuando a sus playas llegó Colón, exclamó lleno de admiración: esta es la linda tierra que busco yo. Es Borinquen la hija del mar y el sol, 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 del mar y el sol.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the graduation exercises of the class of 2025 for the 8th grade. It's my pleasure to be here tonight. I have to say that we did this already for the first half of the class earlier today, and it's just as special to be here again. I was telling some of the parents that I met as we arrived that during the first one I couldn't help but become a little emotional, because I think it's for the first time today it hit me that this is getting back to normal. I see a road forward, so very exciting. I always say the 8th grade is a very important occasion. It's a milestone for sure in your lives. And it's just marks the beginning of one of the most exciting and dynamic stages of your life, the 4 years that you'll spend in high school coming up. I always try to share the best possible advice with the graduates because, you know, I'm sure everyone's trying to do the same with them, parents, grandparents, giving them advice. And I always go back to when I was that summer between 8th and 9th grade. I had a conversation with my dad, and for the purposes, whenever I share it with my students, I make it sound like it was like a real, you know, uplifting conversation. It was more of a, this would be a shock to many of you. I had my share of behavioral problems in 8th grade, and my dad had just about had it with me, and he was like, "You're not going to do this stuff again." But in that speech he gave me, he also gave me some very wise words of wisdom, and now, many years later, I can tell you, having been through high school and been in high school for so many years as a teacher and as an administrator, I can see those were real sound words of advice. And I'll try to share some of that with you. One of the things that have always resonated with me was that he said, the next 4 years are going to go by no matter what. You cannot stop the clock. Clock starts going, and you're on. The end, where you emerge on the other, once these 4 years are over, the memories that you will have, the things that you will have accomplished, the regrets that you will have at the end, are all going to be up to you. The choices that you will make, the decisions that you will make along the way, whether or not you recognize opportunities and take them. And I couldn't think of, you know, truer words that I have ever heard. In the next 4 years, you guys are going to have the kind of opportunities that are going to expand you as a person, are going to make you grow, and you will see that you will have things, you will find out things about yourself that you never knew. The things that you're doing now and the persons that you are now are going to be very different 4 years down the road. Another thing that he said that day is do not try to rush through these 4 years. Sometimes people make the mistake of trying to live too far, and then you're just starting 9th grade and they're thinking about 10th grade and they're thinking about college, and they're thinking, when you're in 9th grade next year, stay in the moment, focus in your 9th grade, stay there. I cannot tell you, and I wish I could tell you, that I took that advice too hard back then when I was in high school. I made a lot of mistakes. And I'm sure that every single adult in this room has also made mistakes, because none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But the important thing, and one of the most important things that we can possibly learn, is the ability to reflect. If you make a mistake and you have a painful experience as a result of that, if you're able to reflect and learn from it, the next time around you will be a much better person. And I've always thought about every successful person I've ever met. And I ask them, and we have conversations about what were the biggest lessons you learned in your life? And I can tell you, it's been true for myself as well. The best lessons and the most enduring lessons you've ever learned have been as a result of a time in your life when you failed at something and you had to get up again. Those are the most important lessons you will ever learn. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to take risks. It's all part of the journey. It's part of the process. And the learning process doesn't happen if you don't have those experiences. The next 4 years are not going to be perfect. You know, we always think of high school as going to be a really fun time, super exciting. There are times when you're going to feel discomfort, you're going to feel disappointment, you're going to feel disheartened, you're going to feel discouraged. But I don't want you to think that, oh my God, Mr. Sanabria is painting a real grim picture of the future. The next 4 years are going to be a time when you're going to grow so much, not just intellectually and emotionally, but physically. I'm thinking now as I see seniors graduating, it seems like it was a blink that not that long ago, some of those guys had still squeaky voices. Now they're taller than me and they have these deep voices and they speak like this. And it happens so fast. So you guys are going to go through that process in the next few years. And the things that you're going to be doing at the end of those 4 years, you cannot possibly prepare for that. You cannot prepare for the future either. You know, if you think about some of the parents here today and you go back to your own high school years and you think some of the things that we're seeing today, the occupations that people have, the whole concept of social media, the whole concept of, everything related to technology. When we were in high school, I mean, none of us could have had envisioned that. Maybe there's a few visionaries, but the majority of us never thought of that be something that would be such an important part of our lives. So with that, I tell you that it's not just going to be discomfort and unpleasantries. There's going to be a lot of fun too, because you're going to get to make friends that will be your friends for the rest of your lives. You're going to meet people who might be even your spouses one day, who are going to be very close to you, and you have no way of telling that. So just go with the flow. Try new things, take risks. And when I say take risks, I'm not talking about walking a high wire or something. I'm talking about trying something different. If you've never played a sport and you think you might like it, try out for it. There's nothing to lose. As parents, I encourage the parents, because we're going to be a very important part of our kids. We have to support them, but we have to kind of like let go a little bit too, because they need to have these experiences. And sometimes that means letting them fail, because that's when they're going to learn those lessons. Can't cushion the road all the time. So let's understand that too. So with that said, I think you guys should be super excited that you're going to have such a beautiful stage ahead in your lives, and you're going to be part of a school like St. John's. And I cannot tell you, this year we unfortunately didn't have as much time as I would have liked in person to see you guys, but I'm looking forward to the future ahead and being your principal in the next few years. So thank you very much. And now I would like to welcome your class president, Ms. Andrea Alvarez Villalon.
Good afternoon, class of 2025. Parents, Ms. Lorraine Lago, Mr. David Sanabria, faculty, and administration. Today is a very special day, our 8th grade graduation. This past year has been very challenging, at times very tough. Our class has risen to the challenges and we have achieved so much. The circumstances this year have made this day very different from what we imagined. A year and a half ago, everything changed for us. Who would have thought that we would be attending school online in our own bedrooms? It's mind-blowing to think we spent almost our entire 8th grade year online. While it has been difficult, there is no doubt in my mind that this class 2025 worked hard and fought through the challenges. I have been in St. John's for over a decade. Every year I've spent getting to know each and every one of you, and I can truly say it has been amazing. You are all kind and hardworking. I can always count on you guys to make things entertaining, especially during memorable activities like the annual barbecue or that one day in Paddle Paradise. There was one time last year in which sadly we all got sick from a food poisoning incident. Even though we spent most of the next few days in the nurse's office, we all managed to share laughs and have a good time. That is what's special about our class. Any activity or field trip, no matter where it was or what we did, we had fun, because we made it fun and special. Thank you for giving me the privilege of being your class president this past year. During this challenging year, the responsibility gave me purpose to continue to work hard for our class as others did before me. Yes, being class president was difficult, but I don't regret any of it. Everything I did was to create a safe space where we could feel comfortable in expressing our ideas and concerns. When things got difficult, the board was on my side. I couldn't have done it without your help. You all stood by me, and we worked together to plan fun activities and fundraisers during the year. Thank you, Ms. Alfonso, for helping and guiding us. You gave us many ideas and helped us execute them so the class could enjoy our special time together. Most importantly, I want to thank my parents. I couldn't have done it without your help. Everything I know about leadership and responsibility, I got it from you. You both work very hard every single day, yet still manage to make the time to help out. Thank you, class of 2025, for pushing me to be the best person I possibly can be. Throughout the entire year, all of you were amazing and worked so hard to get to this point. Now that we got here, I'm so happy and proud and wish you all the best during your high school years. Thank you so much for always being amazing. I couldn't have picked a better class to be a part of.
And now for the head of school remarks, Ms. Lorraine Lago.
That was just for, show. I still able to come upstairs on my own. It is so exciting to be here and to see half of this class. I already saw the other half here in person. To see you parents, to be together again. And I really cannot wait for August, because I know the start of your high school years will be in person and will be together here again. So, although this year has been difficult, like no other, we learned many lessons through the pandemic. And one of the very important lessons that we learned was about community. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices and difficult decisions for the benefit of people we don't even know. We learned that this year in the pandemic, when at the beginning of the crisis we were making choices that didn't seem like they were right for us, but we did them to help the community as a whole. We also learned that it feels really good to do the right thing for others. It's a feeling that really overwhelms you. And we learned, or we were reassured that for us to survive as humans, we need each other. At one point or another in life, we rely on our community. In school, this is also true. As students, we rely on our immediate school community, and as Andy said, we rely on our more intimate class communities. But communities are not built overnight. It takes a lot of trust to build a supportive community of your peers. You're not suddenly going to wake up as the most united 9th grade class ever to grace St. John's. So tonight, I'm going to give you 2 homeworks. The first one is that I want you to, over the summer, ponder upon a few important truths that are the raw materials for building a foundation of unity and for building a bond with all of the members of your class. And to make sure you understand and grasp these truths, I will speak them in a language I think you will definitely understand. A language that has been your lifeline the year of COVID, Snapchat. Here are some Snapchat truths for you to ponder before you begin your first year of high school. Snapchat truth number 1. It's good to view other people's stories. Ever since elementary school, you've been hearing Ms. Maika and Ms. Adames say, you don't have to be friends with everyone, but you have to respect each other. And that continues to be true, even in adult life. But to respect another, you really need to understand him or her first. So how cool would it be if you started to add classmates in Snapchat, in your Snapchat, that are not necessarily your closest friends? And every so often you viewed their story. You would see what they like, what they do, what is important to them. You may see them being silly, happy, crazy. You will see them being human. If you expand your Snapchat groups, see what happens when you get back to school. You may find a similarity with a new someone or understand a classmate's behavior better because now you have a different perspective about them. So take a chance. Add a few new people and view their stories. Snapchat truth number 2. You're much more beautiful without the filters. In the Snapchat world, we all love filters, right? I like them too, particularly when I'm going to post a picture on Instagram that my college friends may see. You know, does the chrome effect make me look younger, or should I decrease the contrast to minimize my wrinkles? Making yourself look like all sorts of animals, giving your picture sparkly eyes, changing the lighting to make a regular picture look amazing. Adding captions to make the picture of a moment seem much more fun or meaningful than it really was. And it's all fun. Yet, in the real world, showing yourself unfiltered is always a better option. Show your true self to your parents, to your teachers, to your friends. We will be able to guide you and help you make appropriate choices in high school if we know what you truly feel, what you truly like, who you really are. And when you're true to yourself, your place in the community will become more relevant because, after all, there is only one you. Even if you have an identical twin or a couple triplets, there really is only one you. And finally, perhaps the most important truth of all, Snapchat truth number 3. Your story lasts more than 24 hours. In Snapchat, you add a few unflattering pictures or a silly caption to your story, and it'll be gone after 24 hours. In real life, your story lasts a little bit longer. Now, I don't mean to say that in real life there are no do-overs or second chances, but as you make your way through the intricacies of high school, try to remember that in real life, whatever you post to your story will have an effect longer than 24 hours. As a senior, you will look back on your story as you prepare your college applications. What do you want your story to say about you? That you have a beautiful, healthy tongue and can do the peace sign really well? That you find yourself enticingly fascinating, so you take a lot of selfies? Or that every so often you lose sight of compassion and post unflattering pictures of a classmate? Or is somewhere in your story a picture of a service day where an elderly woman is smiling happily, enjoying your company? Or did you post pictures of you and your classmates collaborating on an English project? Have you posted a picture of a beautiful sunset? Or of a quote that resonated with you? Do you want your story to be made up of a lot of self-centered small moments, or of moments when you shared your talents with your friends, your class, your school, and your community? When you look back in 4 years, will you be proud of your story? Before you leave tonight, I have to tell you the second part of the homework, which is a group project that will serve as the beginning of building this community foundation. Whether through Snapchat or not, learn something new about each other over the summer. Reach out to classmates you may not socialize with usually. Begin building knowledge about the many talents your classmates have and that make them different and unique. Do it via Snapchat or through class bondings, which maybe you'll be able to have over the summer, or in gets. But get to know others. Make this summer the time when you gather the information that will help build the foundation for the 9th grade community you will build together. Poet William Butler Yeats, whom you will get to study in the next few years, said, "Talent perceives differences. Genius perceives unity. Your individual talents make you different and unique, and they make this class stellar. But together as a class, united, you will soar. Because as a community, you are much better than the sum of each individual part." Start building that community tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lorraine. At this time, I would like to call Mr. Samuel Ortiz for the presentation of the awards.
Good evening. Unfortunately, due to the COVID situation and delays with the printing and delivery process, the President's Education Award did not physically arrive on time for tonight's ceremony. However, this evening, we will announce the recipients of the award. As soon as they arrive, we will let you know. As I call your name, please stand up to be recognized. President's Education Awards Program. About the program. Since 1983, the President's Education Awards Program has honored graduating middle and high school students for their achievement and hard work. The program has provided individual recognition to those students whose outstanding effort have enabled them to meet challenging standards of excellence. I will first start with the Award for Educational Achievement. The Award for Educational Achievement is given to the eighth grade students who has maintained an average of B+ throughout the year. Sorry. Santiago Ortiz Naranjo. Chase Baron Powers. Juan Enrique Rivera Gómez. Sebastián Andrés Rosado Ortega. Carlos Oscar Toro Rivera. Andrés Vera Quiñones. Karimé Weisner. The award for educational excellence is given to the 8th grade student who has maintained an average of A- and higher throughout the year. Carlos Mate García. Viviana Méndez Vélez. Gabriela Montalvo Ventura. Iñaki Navarrete Salaberry. Diego Andrés Ortiz Golderos. Luis Pena Sopone. Armando Pérez López. Hunter Ray Powers. Catalina Isabel Rosado Ramos. Gabriel Rospligliosi Kogan. José Jaime Sánchez Baerga. Angelina Siaca Ortiz. Adelaida Siaca Ortiz. Eitan Solomiani Corquidi. Nicolás Antonio Unanue Colón. Francisco Miguel Valdeyuli Montilla. Federico Arturo Valdeyuli Montilla. Carlos Fernando Valdejuli Montilla. Ivana Wu Wu. Wyatt Lazar Wonker. Carla Rocío Sayas Torres. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. There was an additional award that is presented tonight. The Principal's Award is an award that is presented to a student who has excelled and gone above and beyond the expectations to help the school community, to help the class, and make significant contributions. Earlier, I met with the teachers and the other administrators, and we discussed, because there were many worthy candidates in this class. That's always a challenge. And in a year like this, so filled with challenges, it's usually an opportunity for special persons to step up and shine. And there was one person that we noticed who had exuded some of those attributes. Someone who had eternal optimism, someone who always had a can-do attitude instead of saying, that's an obstacle, that's a problem, the problem with that is, the attitude was always, let's go around it, always trying to find solutions. This person also had a very special ability to bring classmates together, to solve problems, to try to mediate and inspire people to get along. And we recognize this person in the first ceremony, but I wanted to mention her today so that you guys know, Andrea Alvarez Villalón. Congratulations, Andrea. And now we will move on to the presentation of the diplomas. I would like to call Ms. Olga Alfonso, the class advisor, Ms. Jessica Watman, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, and Ms. Lorraine Lago, the head of school.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome and congratulations to all of you. Carlos Mate Garcia. Viviana Méndez Vélez. Andrea Carolina Montalvo Rodríguez. Gabriela Montalvo Ventura. Iñaki Navarrete Salaverry. Santiago Ortiz Naranjo. Diego Andrés Ortiz Golderos. Luis Pena Sopone. Please come up, Luis Pérez Moreno. Pero it's okay. Vuelve y desfila ahora, Armando. Armando Pérez López. Hunter Ray Powers. Chase Baron Power. Juan Enrique Rivera Gómez. Geraldo Nicolás Rivera López. Tatiana Rivera Solá. Catalina Isabel Rosado Ramos. Sebastián Andrés Rosado Ortega. Gabriel Rospigliosi Kogan. José Jaime Sánchez Baerga, mejor conocido por JJ. Pero Angelina Siaca Ortiz. No, no quiere, no quiere. Adelaida Siaca Ortiz. Emilio Enrique Solé Santiago. Eitan Solimiani Cortidí. Carlos Oscar Toro Rivera. Yeah, Carlos, yeah. Nicolás Antonio Unanue Colón. Francisco Miguel Valdeyuli Montilla. Federico Arturo Valdeyuli Montilla. Carlos Fernando Valdeyuli Montilla. mejores conocidos como Pancho, Fede y Carlos. Andrés Vera Quiñones. Lucas Villamil. Karime Weisner. Ivana Wu Wu. Wire Lazar Wonker. Carla Rocío Sayas Torres. And thank you so much for being here, and congratulations to all the graduates.
Good evening, everybody. It's such an honor to be here tonight with you. As many of you know, I'm not just your board chair, but I'm also an 8th grade mom. It's been such a privilege to get to know many of these young men and women over the years and to watch how they've changed and grow. They truly represent the best who we are. A few years ago, when my son Wyatt was talking about his classmates, he said that the class of 2025 is packed full of talent, academic, athletic, artistic, musical. But he also said that on top of all these obvious abilities, that this group of students is so unbelievably nice. And I couldn't agree more. You are an incredible class, and I am convinced that the class of 2025 will live on for years in St. John's history as epitomizing the values of our school and our community. So well done to you all. And well done to the parents who helped get you to where you are right now. So I want to leave you with just a short story. It's about a high school senior that I had a chance to speak with this year from another school in the States. He had created a thriving software business in his last year of high school, and he was so successful that he was able to financially support his whole family for several months when his father lost his job because of COVID. And I asked him, why do you want to go to college? Why not just invest in your company and see where it takes you? And the answer he gave me has stayed with me for a bunch of months. And he said that he could never have predicted at the start of ninth grade where he would be today. Before ninth grade, he had never even taken a coding class. So imagine, he said, imagine what I'm going to be doing in 4 more years. He didn't know what the future would bring. But he knew that he had to throw himself into it. So my one piece of advice to the class of 2025 is throw yourself in it. Do things over the next years that you can't even imagine you're going to do. And after 4 years, when we're all together again for your senior graduation, you're going to look around and you're going to be astounded at what you've become. So congratulations. We are so proud of you and we love you so much.
So before we close tonight, there's a few people that we would like to thank on behalf of the class of 2025, because without their efforts, we could have not done this tonight and have such a wonderful event under the circumstances. First, I would like to thank our registrar, Mrs. Iraida Toro. Ms. Toro has been working ceaselessly for the past 2 weeks, trying to wrap up the school year with so many things happening. Mrs. Nanette Dueñas, is she here? She's somewhere in the back. Mrs. Nisa Cardona. Your class advisor, Mrs. Olga Alfonso. Our Dean of Students, Mr. Samuel Ortiz. And even though many of them are not here, they wanted to be here and they couldn't be, our teachers. I have to say that, I always say that teaching is one of the most worthy, most admirable, and one of the hardest professions in the world. In any normal time, it is hard in and of itself. And in my 30-plus years in education, and I always say I've been in education for 30-plus years, but I started at age 3. In all those years in education, I have never seen a more challenging year. We can consider ourselves blessed that we're in a school like St. John's, where we have resources, where we have a supportive community, and we can make things happen. But even then, the uncertainty, the challenges, the constant changes, the unpredictability, the waking up one day and changing what you've been doing for years and having to change it overnight, it's been enormous. And I have to say that our teachers have risen to the challenge and they have been heroic. So a big round of applause. I know many of them are watching at home through the live stream. So without further ado, this closes our ceremony. We hope again that each and every one of you has a wonderful journey in the next 4 years. You have the support of your parents who are here today. You have the support of your teachers and the support of all of us. We look forward to being a part of that, and hopefully it will be the best 4 years of your life. And now I ask all the graduates to please stand. Make sure your tassels are on the left-hand side. By the power invested in me by the Board of Trustees and the administrations of St. John's School, I commend you for completing the academic program and graduating from 8th grade. You may now move your tassels from left to right. My very best wishes to all of you. Before the recessional, we're going to show you a short video, and then we will have the recessional. So, cuando estén listos.